Well, that's good.
I know they finished in second place in the division.
Did they make the playoffs?
They might have been, no.
They
might have
playoffs.
been, had an 81-81 season in one of those.
But no playoffs yet.
No playoffs last couple.
Welcome to PTI, boys and girls. In today's episode, the Dodgers beat the Cubs. Deion Sanders proposes a college preseason game, and Jay Billis joins us for 5 good minutes. But we begin today, Wilbon, with the NBA and you getting both games wrong last night.
Wrong.
So much for your winning streak. You had both the Warriors and the Timberwolves winning at home and padding their winning streaks, and you went down in both. The Warriors lost to Denver, which sat both Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray. And the Wolves lost in overtime to Indiana on a fabulous shot by Obi Toppin. By the way, Indiana was without its 6 top scorers down the stretch.
George McGinnis.
So, Wilbon, explain your mistakes and then tell us which team had the more disappointing loss, the Warriors or Minnesota?
No, I had no mistakes. They had mistakes. The Warriors and Timberwolves, and I watched almost all of each game because just early on it was a tussle for each. And instead of clicking off because they were the blowouts they should have been, because Denver doesn't have Joker, doesn't have Jamal Murray, doesn't have Brown, they don't have these guys. And you just mentioned Indiana, no Halliburton, no Turner, no Nembhard. It's just like there's nobody playing.
Yeah.
They're playing intramural teams.
Yeah.
And Minnesota and Golden State have been on heaters, and they each need to win. They're separated by a game. They're trying to catch the Lakers and stay away from the Clippers and get in. Not to play in. They got incentive, and they couldn't do it. It was a stunning night. It was very entertaining. Minnesota had the worst of the 2 losses.
Yeah.
Because Indiana's not Denver. And I get it. Indiana's still going to make the playoffs, and Indiana's fighting for a top 4 seed and a spot to play at home initially. But I think Minnesota had the tougher loss last night.
So I sat and I watched you as you were on the set and you were saying, they're both going to win at home. And I remember specifically saying, and I know you heard me, wait, you don't think Indiana has a chance?
Indiana, you thought.
And you said no. So it was with great glee that I woke up this morning to find out that both of those teams had lost. I agree with you that the more disappointing loss is Minnesota. I believe Minnesota needs to win games. They have a very up and down year, Minnesota, and they are not on a trajectory as upward looking as the Warriors are since they got Jimmy Butler.
Right.
Because even with this loss, the Warriors are still 14-2 with Jimmy Butler. They are a significantly better team, which is why I would also say that the more surprising loss was the Warriors. How can you not beat Denver when Jokic and Jamal Murray aren't there?
Yeah.
Did Denver get a wake-up call because the Wizards beat them?
The Wizards beat them twice this year. That's another topic.
Wizards tanked yesterday. They tanked. There should be an investigation.
And by the way,
should be.
No Steph Curry tonight. Steve Kerr said he's tired. What do you make of that?
That he's tired?
Yeah.
I make of it that he's tired, and he's somebody who, if he actually tells you he's tired,
he is.
You need to rest him.
They rest him.
Because he's your great star.
And he's got to be Steph Curry if Golden State's going to be anything in April, May,
That's
June.
right. But the NBA should investigate the Wizards. They tanked that game.
The Wizards have been winning games.
They played, their best players, Poole and Middleton, played 11 minutes each. No minutes in the second half. The guy you love, Sarr, 20 minutes. That's all he played. No, Mike. Because they're going to play Utah next, and the loser of that has an inside shot at the number 1 thing. And look, I know I'm going over the bell. The reason I bring this up is because the NBA, like the NFL, like MLB, has gambling partners now. And this was a boat race. This was not a legitimate game.
It didn't seem like it. You know you want the kid from Duke. You know you want him. Baseball season is officially underway. Shohei had 2 hits, scored twice in front of Tokyo fans as the Dodgers beat the Cubbies 4-1. The champs won despite the absence of Mookie due to illness. Freddie Freeman, too, tweaked his ribs while taking BP. The Cubbies had 2 errors and walked 9. So, Tony, how should each team feel about itself after game 1?
So I don't want to get carried away. It's game 1 of 162. If how you feel about yourself is determined by the result of every game, you will go crazy by June 1st.
Baseball, you will.
Yeah, they will go crazy. So what about the Cubs? A few things happened that were not great. They were 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position. They made those 2 errors. One was a throwing error, led directly to
double play.
Led directly to
over
a run.
2 runs, I think.
They walked 9. Imanaga was a very good pitcher, but he walked 4 in 4 innings. He walked 4 in 4 innings.
Smart.
And I think I'm right on this. I might not be. I think it's either the last 6 or the last 7 innings. They didn't get a hit. They didn't get hit.
Yeah.
Dodgers should feel
like
good.
last year's Cubs.
Shohei, 2 hits and scored 2 runs. Yamamoto, 5 innings, only 1 earned. Their bullpen was lights out. They went 4 innings, gave up no runs, no hits, no walks, and struck out 5. But Freeman tweaked something that he had in the playoffs last year, and Mookie has a strange virus. Yeah. You don't want to come back to the United States and 2 of your 3 MVPs can't play.
Yeah, they should feel like the champs. That's what they should feel like, because they play like that, because they got number 17 on their side. And the Cubs looked like the Cubs last year, which is not totally discouraging, but because Imanaga gave up no hits.
That's right.
Four
you don't
innings.
Want to walk 4.
Okay, but it's early. It's March.
Yeah.
There should be no baseball yet. Not games that count. But Imanaga was good early, just like he was last year, and the Cubs didn't hit like they did last year. So some things haven't changed. They got to solve that. The Cubs cannot go through these games getting shut out or damn near shut out after scoring the first run of the game and then getting nothing else. But again, these games, I refuse to watch. I actually woke up on Anthony Kornheiser time.
I was up
at like 5 a.m. I couldn't watch. I refused. I boycotted.
I have a confession.
What?
I was up at 6:10.
You didn't watch?
I forgot.
Good.
I forgot. So I hope I remember tomorrow morning because Sasaki is going to start, and I would like to see how that will deserve. Let's turn to college football and our old pal Deion Sanders. Deion has Colorado's spring game scheduled for April 19th. But Deion doesn't want an intra-squad spring game. He wants a real game against a real opponent. Deion said, quote, "I would like to style it like the pros. I'd like to practice against someone for a few days, then you have the spring game," unquote. Then Deion said of his own idea, "I think it's a tremendous idea," unquote. Deion has already gotten a feeler from Syracuse for this game. Wilbon, do you, like Deion, think this is a tremendous idea?
Well, I think it depends on the execution. It might be. I'm kind of undecided about it. I know that a lot of schools are canceling their spring games for what seem to me to be bogus reasons. They don't want people like scouting of the 80,000 people. Right. They don't want anybody scouting their players and pushing them toward the transfer portal, which there is one in the spring. Just get rid of the damn transfer portal. For that matter, close the game off. And do it just invitation only. I went to a small private. We could do that, and I'm going to recommend we do.
Colorado is a large public school.
It is. Okay, but wait. Deion wouldn't go that way. Deion goes a different way, and it's fine for his school. I get it. I want to see the execution of it. But the notion of canceling spring, first of all, there probably shouldn't be any spring games. But to cancel them because people are going to scout your guys and push them to the portal, that is just it just annoys the hell out of me.
So that is a Matt Rule of Nebraska thing, and I'll get to that in a second. I didn't know where you were going to be on this because I know that, like me, you like sports the way it was in the 1950s.
Yes.
And you don't like any change, and you particularly don't like the expansion of schedules.
I don't.
And this is an expansion of schedules. By the same token, you love Deion, so I didn't know where you would go. I think this is a great idea because college football is now defined by the transfer portal, and Deion's team in particular is defined by transfers.
We have 43
and the spring games are going away. If I'm a coach of a team, and let's say I have 12 to 15 transfers in key positions, I want to see them in a real game.